governor for the year 2013, 2014. And she has a few words, as Joe always has. The title of her few words are Having Fun and Making Trouble.
Wow. 5,000 membership payments, 2,800 members, 120 clubs, 60 distinguished clubs. Those are the goals for the year. Do you think I'm making enough trouble yet? My tagline is having fun and making trouble. Now, whenever I was a kid and having a lot of fun, I always got into a lot of trouble. You're too noisy, you're too rowdy, you shouldn't be doing that. And for a number of years as a kid, I worked very hard and not very successful to be a good girl. And now that I'm an adult, I'm making up for lost time. We will have fun and we will make trouble. Now, just before I started my term as an LGM, I asked one of the experienced members of District 52, how come District 52 has such a hard time getting new clubs? And the person who told me this said, well, you know, District 52 is an older district, and we've had a lot of clubs, and we've just ran out of places to have new clubs. And I went, oh, okay. I went home, I washed the dishes, I went to bed, and at 2 o'clock in the morning I went, wait a minute, this is Los Angeles. Never mind that we're in the largest city in California. Never mind that we're the second largest city in the country. We're the 8th largest city in the world, and we have run out of places to have Toastmasters clubs? In the words of the great philosopher and wonderful comedian Steve Martin, excuse me. Excuse me. I did a map of District 52. Here's the map. This is District 52. Can you see the pins?
Yes.
All the empty places that don't have pins don't have Toastmasters clubs in District 52.
Yeah.
Okay? We got plenty of places to build new clubs. We got a lot of work to do and a lot of trouble to make. And so I say to all of you, when was the last time you were at a meeting, a presentation, a lecture, where all you did was stand or sit and count the minutes? No, the seconds until that presentation was over. Ladies and gentlemen, those people need Toastmasters. Bad. And we can give it to them. Now, I don't have to preach to the choir. You know the benefits of Toastmasters. That's why all of you are here. You're successful, not just as Toastmasters, but you've taken what you've learned and you've taken it out there. People know what you've done. So the goal this year is to get the leads we need to make a minimum of 21 clubs, and better yet, 30. That's why you keep hearing Janet Walters now and forever asking for leads. Because the more leads we get, the more opportunities we have to start new clubs. 21 new clubs, because we have 21 areas. And we're asking every area governor to give us a strong, viable lead. You don't have to start the club. You just have to give us the information we need, and we'll take it from there. You want to participate? That's fine. But we need those leads. And you know your areas better than anyone else does. So if we get 30 new clubs, we will be President's Distinguished. Now we have a little incentive for those of you who give us leads that are viable. In other words, a lead that leads to and is a chartered club. We will give the person who gives that lead a book, a hardbound memo book from Toastmasters. It's a really lovely little thing that we're giving to each of you. Now there are about 1 million people out there in District 52 out in the world out there who don't know anything about Toastmasters, who needs us, who can't get past the glass ceiling, who want to get promotions, who want to feel more comfortable standing up here and talking with people. And we can give them that. And how do we do that? We invite them to our clubs. We invite them to come. There are 107 clubs in in District 52 right now. Invite them to come and join you. Now, one of the things that Tammy has told me since she's been doing all of the officers training is that the biggest question and the primary continuous question we get is, how do we build our membership? How do we do that? Well, we've answered that in 2 different ways. Number one, open houses are one of the most successful ways to build clubs. And Peter Geisler is a genius at opening clubs and doing open houses.
Yeah.
And so Peter has willingly become the chairman of open houses. So anytime you want to do an open house, call Peter. He will help you. He does a great job on those. The second thing we've done is usually districts are asked to do at least 2 seminars or workshops on marketing. We're going to do 3 because we want to make sure that you have all the information you need to help build your own clubs. The first one will be September 17th, and it will be at Kaiser Hospital Auditorium in Woodland Hills, and the presenter is our own Roberta Perry. So we're building clubs. And just to make life a little sweet for everybody, what we have promised is this. If you are a VP PR and your club gets number 7 of the DCP, does everyone know what number 7 of the DCP is?
4 new members.
4 new members. If you do that before the fall conference, the VP PR comes to the fall conference for free. Now, the Smedley Award just started August 1st, and that goes to the end of September. Smedley Award, 5 new members. The VPM of any club that gets 5 new members by September 30th goes to the fall conference for free. And thirdly, dues are due October 1st. Dues are due October 1st. Here we go again. The treasurer of any club that gets 100% of their base membership paid by October 1st goes to the fall conference for free. And by the way, the fall conference is right here at Castaways. November the 8th. Last year, during my training as an LGET at the International Convention, I had one of those aha moments where I realized that the only way any club will ever be successful is if the officers know what they're doing. And how are the officers going to know what they're doing unless they get trained? Now, I've heard complaints, and I've been one of the major complainers about how awful officer training is. I had a discussion with Lance Miller about 1.5 years ago, and he gave me a great idea, and we took it out for a trial run, and it worked beautifully. And that is how we have styled our training. Last year, we did it. We changed our training to group training. 47 distinguished clubs is the indicator of the success of that training. And Tammy Takahashi, our Lieutenant Governor of Education, has taken that idea, improved it, expanded, and run with it. And this year it's even better than it was last year. Training is vitally important, to the point where we have said the president of any club who has 4 of their officers trained will go to the fall conference for free. And if that club gets all 7 officers trained, the president and the vice president of education will come to the fall conference for free. I think we're going to have a real busy fall conference, which is just fun. Which is just fun. So, what is success in a Toastmasters club? What if Jack Welch, or Sam Walton, or Steve Jobs, or Henry Ford came up to you and said, I have a plan that works. if you do this plan, you will be successful. I am not promising you you will be successful. I am guaranteeing you will be successful. Would you do it? Mm-hmm. Would all of you do it? Well, Toastmasters has been around for 89 years. They have done statistics on their statistics, around their statistics, above their statistics, and they know what works. And they have investigated every successful club. And there are 10 things that every one of those successful clubs does. And we know it as the DCP. Those 10 things, you do them, you will have a successful club. Now, the interesting thing is, when I explain this to clubs that are already successful, they go, yeah, of course. And when I explain this to clubs that are struggling, they look at me as if I have 3 heads. So how do we get around this? Well, what we do is we push the DCP hard. Not because it's a bunch of numbers that makes me look good. And it does, it makes me look good. But look at what the DCP really is. It's really a roadmap to success. Follow it just as you would any roadmap and you get to your goal. It also is the scoreboard. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you watch sports? What's the one question, whenever you're watching sports, that you always ask? What's the score? What's the score? The DCP is your scorecard. It tells you how you're doing. And Toastmasters International now has a dashboard to beat the band. It is so good. It's so easy to get to. It's so easy to understand. And it will show you the scorecard, not just for District 52, but for each of your individual clubs. It's right there. Here's what I know about success. Success is something you have to feel. You have to smell. You have to taste. You have to want. And as things get better and stronger, people begin to go, oh, this feels good. I like this. Let's do some more. You get one DCP point and you go, well, maybe I can get the second one. And by the time they get to the third one, there's no more we have to do. Because success is viral. Once it starts, you can't stop it. Proof of that? Look at the distinguished clubs. There are more President's Distinguished Clubs than any other type. And why? Because success is viral. Once you start, you can't stop. You can't stop. So anything we do in those lines, we need to do. Now, as the district governor, there's only 3 things I have to do. I have to increase the number of clubs, increase the number of members, and increase the number of distinguished clubs. Those are the only 3 things I have to do. No biggie. Easy. Easy to define. 2 years ago, Carolyn Cousins-Goldman and Linda Kodakumagai and I sat in a little bistro in Las Vegas, eating overpriced salad and being very depressed because we had just gotten our nose rubbed into the wall on the fact that District 52 was last in the world. And what were we going to do about it? Well, after we got past the lousy salad, we got mad. And we put together a 3-year plan. And we understood that the biggest and most important part of that plan was we need to change the culture of District 52. We need to change District 52 from the little, sleepy little district in, sleepy little Los Angeles to someplace vibrant and exciting and determined and successful. And it is starting to happen. And if it weren't for the great work of of Carolyn and the great work of Linda, I would be desperate at this moment. But right now I have nothing but absolute certainty that we can succeed. I would like all of you to stand and one more time give Linda and Carolyn a standing ovation for the incredible work. Distinguished in 2011-2012. And Linda brought us to distinguished this year. And almost got us to select, almost. But the real wonder of this year was the distinguished clubs. We have never in the history of District 52 had that many distinguished clubs. And we should all be very proud of that. That is the sweet smell of success. So I can choose to make next year, this year, a distinguished year. I could do that. And it'd be worthy. I can decide that instead we're going to be select distinguished this year. We've only done it once before in the history of District 52 under the able leadership of Enrico Pena. But let's take a look again, the numbers that I first gave you. 5,000 membership payments, 2,800 members, 120 clubs, 60 distinguished clubs. And what does that bring us? That brings us to where District 52 has never gone before. That brings us to the President's Distinguished. So in the words of Pirate Mad Eye, oh, excuse me, past District Governor Linda Cota Kumagai, President's Distinguished. Bring it on! President's Distinguished.